What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Reefer, where we make a lot of noise all about reefing. And by popular request, I'm going to be making a lot of noise about the Red Sea Reefer S-1000 Sump and how I'm running it. Also, what's going on with my tank is I got ick in the beginning, so I've been running Hypo Salinity. So I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about that and how I'm using Hypo Salinity as my choice of ick treatment for the tank. It is my display tank, as you can see. It's pretty large, so this was the safest bet for me to avoid any kind of copper treatment and stuff like that. So let's get started. Okay, so going in the sump here. Let's see if I can get it lit for you guys. I installed a light up here. I don't know if you can see it on the inside strip here with a sensor. Let's see if I can just turn it all the way on. There we go. Okay, so a couple things here. This is the return. This is the return chamber back here. So I got two L2 pumps by Ecotech, and this one here is going to be the standard, just return. It goes through, comes up, and it'll pump out the right side there. And then the second pump, this one's going to go up, and it's going to go through 57 watt Aqua UV here. It is a tight fit, but it does close flush. I just need a magnet here. You can see it's really close. So what I did for the Aqua UV was crazy DIY here. So what I did was, BRS has these mounting clamps or brackets right here that you would normally drill into, you know, a piece of wood or something. What I did was I got the size of my piping and the size of the UV, and I took two of them and I butted them up next to each other, and I zip tied them right there. And so this is kind of free hanging on this both, but then I also took the cord has this for the light, and I also took zip ties and zip tied them to the back there, so it's not going anywhere. It's really worked out for me. I made the piping kind of easy. It took me forever to find these things here. So starting from the beginning, water's going to come down here. This is your gate valve for the return. Silent tank, very quiet. These are your silencers here. What I did was I got these 4-inch pre-cut. These ones are a little bit bigger, but the other pack that I got was perfect. And they're 4-inch little foam things. They go right in, foam discs. And what I do that for is just because I have the time to pull those out every day to remove the large chunks, so that way the filter socks can really get more time in there, so I don't have to change the filter socks every day. So it's just a really quick pull them out. That's from Geo's Reef. You can go to geosreef.com and get those pre-cut if you don't want to cut them yourself. I tried cutting them myself and it was kind of a nightmare, actually. So big thanks to Geo's Reef. And I got a ton of live rock in here. I did have some Chaeto going with a AI Prime Fuge light here, which I removed again because we are in Hypo Salinity right now. The entire tank is at specific gravity 1.009 right now. So to remove ick, I got a few days left and I can start raising the salinity, and yeah, that'll be nice. I had an air stone in here. I'm not sure if you guys know, but we will be adding a coral cat shark soon. So I'm gonna add the air stone to get some more dissolved oxygen in there. Again, I'm pulling air out. There's a few lines going right there by the cat door, coming all the way in to the skimmer and to the air stone. So that'll be very helpful. In the back too, I got the RSK 900. That is the large skimmer there. And I got two Sigma 2 Aquamax Reactors. These guys are super simple to use. This is my first tank with piping and a sump, so for someone like me it was really great. Really all you do is you put your media in there, plug it in, and there's a pump at the bottom, a really small pump, and it shoots water over the top, and there's some vents right here on the inside. You can't really see them. See if I can get you in here. There's little vents in there at the top, and the water comes out there, so it pushes your media up, keeping it in place, good for carbon. Right now I'm running carbon and Purigen in this one, and Chemi Pure Elite in this one for phosphates. So once it goes through this chamber, again, I'm not doing Chaeto because it would die. It's not the right salt content in there for that. So what I have coming up right when we get out of Hypo Salinity is the Tunesmar, the macroalgae reactor, and I'm hoping that will fit nicely. It should fit nicely, so I'm going to have to take some of the live rock out, put the Tunesmar right here in front. It's the largest one you can get, fill it with some Chaeto, and keep it more contained that way. Better for smell, and I see there's a lot of growth from the videos I watched. This is the drain tube for the skimmer, so I can just drain it rather than pull it off every time, but as you can see without the fuge light there's a lot of room in here. So going through the UV sterilizer, it's going to go through the second return, come out the left side here, and that's pretty much it. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. The hardest thing was for me to find all the right parts to DIY this UV sterilizer in here without having to drill holes into the tank. Again, this looks a little, I know this might be an eyesore for some of you guys, but a UV sterilizer needs to be, there's a lot of maintenance involved. Changing the light, this needs to be accessible. So if I wanted to mount this somewhere else, like this back wall here, well then it would be really hard for me to unscrew this light this way. If I did it this way, I'd have to move the skimmer out of the way. Just makes it for real easy. If you think ahead, I get it. It doesn't look super pretty, but I'm totally fine with it. I think that having the space to move around is a little bit more valuable to me than, you know, that eyesore, because in reality I'm gonna have these doors closed, and once I get a magnet here, it'll be nice and flush. So moving on to this side where the cords come in, I don't have a light under here, so I do apologize. So this is I use this as the auto top off with some kalkwasser. Again, with Hypo Salinity, your pH could be a problem. It doesn't like to stay very high, so with I use the BRS kalkwasser in there, and it's been totally fine. I've been checking it with the HANA probe for pH. Real nice. So my cord management's not the best right now, but you can see all the cords, and this is kind of a difficult thing for me with this tank setup, is all my cords, because I'm not going to be dosing in here, because I'm only pulling out the top off water from here, all the cords have to come over it and come all the way on this side where you have the controller board. I don't have it finished because some of the equipment that I'm using is temporary. I don't know if I'll keep the air stone. I just removed the fuge light to show you guys. So all this stuff is kind of messy right now because it's gonna get changed. I think I'm gonna remove one of the lights. I have 4 lights, a little bit overkill. But I got all of the basically non-essential items on here. So the skimmer, the air stone, the 2 reactors, so I can shut those off. And then this is all flow, so these are the wave pumps, the gyres, and the return. And then this right here is the lights and the heater, and the heater controller. So this is the only hole in the back that it comes with, is the top and bottom here on the far right side of the tank. So it's a little bit difficult. I have some cords coming from both sides, so I have a plug back here. I have one behind the tank, which again, it's it's not accessible. I'm gonna have to get something kind of custom, drill a hole through the back because it's some kind of plastic. And then I have an outlet back here below the cat door that goes through the back. I'll have to clean that up as well. But that's the sump. I got the Marine Pure down here, which I got some more cooking in a bin out in the back, so I'll add that when I remove the rock for a little more surface area. But I think with the skimmer and the reactors, plus the macroalgae reactor, I think we'll be fine on nutrients, and that does it. If you guys have any more questions or you want to go into more depth with something, please let me know. Again, I'm sorry this video took a while to get to, been a bit busy, but that is the sump of the Reefer S-1000. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give us a like and a subscribe and some feedback. We love to hear from you guys. And stay tuned. Once the salinity is back up to par, we're gonna throw that in there, kind of change up the sump a bit and give you guys an update. Also, again, we got the shark coming once the salt gets proper in about a week or two. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a real treat.